Last week we found out what inspires the boss of Redrow, Steve Morgan. Tonight we're going to try to get more inspiration from another man who's made it big in property. He's called Keving Green, he's from Buryport in Carmarthenshire, and he's gone from being a dairy farmer, as well as being homeless along the way, to eventually becoming a millionaire property developer. He also runs his own business coaching programme. And this morning, he spoke at the National Achievers Conference in London, sharing a platform with Sir Richard Branson. Well, earlier, I began by asking Kevin how he first got to know the boss of Virgin.
It was my persistence that paid off. I actually carried out a scholarship study when I was penniless back in 1999. And I wanted to interview Richard Branson and see what made him tick and ultimately be like him. And after a series of visits to his home, he had an audience with me, and I actually interviewed him in his front room, and he gave me his mobile phone number, and I kept in touch, which was fantastic.
OK, what did you really learn from him then?
I learned from him that he was human, and that I should stop putting him on a pedestal. He's normal like us, like you and me, and he'd just done something about it. And that to me was a key message, together with, he was saying, you must believe in yourself. Self-belief is the master key.
So what did you do with yourself after that? How did you act on that bit of advice?
I became very frustrated initially, because it's all very well having the feelings and the thoughts that you've got, but if you haven't got the substantial evidence to prove that and that you've achieved something financially or otherwise, then it's a bit difficult. So it wasn't until I bought my first property and I made some money on it that the self-belief did actually start rising a little bit. I thought, oh, this can actually work. And I acted on Richard's advice by following my heart, and it was feeling good. It was feeling fantastic, and I made £8,200 out of that deal, which was good for me at that time.
And what was it then? It was just a case of building up your property empire?
Yes, Richard's told me that you should keep things simple, and, if you buy something for £2, you sell it for £4, you've made money, and just keep doing the same thing. Don't complicate business. And those words resonated in my ear. I thought, well, I'm not going to get flash and speculative on this in the way that I buy. I'm just going to stick to boring, smelly, stinky properties that need a bit of TLC and fix them up and sell them to the English buyers. And that's a strategy I stuck with for some months.
I've got to say, you make it sound incredibly easy and simple, but it's not quite like that, though, is it?
It does take a little bit of knowledge. There was a quite an intricate process in between, because success is always the journey, not the destination. And that journey needs to be mapped properly, and it includes upskilling yourself. So I had to go and learn these techniques and apply them, and you don't win at every one. You need a B plan to everything. So it certainly is attrition, hard work and guts and determination that gets you through. But it's a lovely feeling when you do win and you've actually completed one deal and you're going on to the next one.
You said that success is the journey, not the destination.
Yes.
Just explain that.
I think sometimes we set goals for ourselves, and then it can be an anticlimax if you actually achieve your goal. If you are coming towards your goal, you're naturally going to move it and make it bigger. So if you make your success feeling or your principle your ultimate goal, you're going to be miserable, really, aren't you? Because you're never going to achieve your ultimate goal. But when you make success your journey and you enjoy that journey, I believe, and I certainly feel from my own experience, it's a lot more fulfilling doing it that way. I'm not clever. I'm not highly academic. I've got dyslexia, and I was homeless in 1988, so a few painful moments have happened along my lifeline as well, where I lost my sister when I was 22 and she was 20, and it does remind you of the fundamental humanistic things in business that are important, and trust, integrity and honesty are number one in business. I certainly follow Richard's model on that.
And finally then, in terms of the key message that you've given today, we obviously weren't there and the listeners weren't there.
Yep.
If it was one bit that really we could take home with us tonight, what would it be? Self-belief.
Nothing's going to happen unless you believe in yourself. And in the conference, I actually instilled this with the delegates in the conference, and I had everybody to stand up and put their right hand on their heart and say those words, repeat after me every morning: I believe in me. And that's the key. Once you've got self-belief, the confidence, the flows on energy, the results will start to follow. If you don't believe in yourself, you're really fighting a losing battle.
The property developer Keving Green there on what works for him on motivation. Thanks to all my guests tonight. Thank you for listening. Join us at the same time next week. Goodbye.